Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seat. It's about to go green.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to tonight's race here at Rockingham Speedway for the American 150 here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Jesse Becker here with you tonight. Blake Hutchinson on the track and Christian Taylor hanging out with the wife. So you just got me tonight as we look at the beautiful scenery here at Rockingham. I'm super excited for this race. We got I consider it some short track action on tap here tonight. We got Brandon Shute in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Connor Gerard as always, and of course Blake chatting it up instead of practicing. But I guess practice is over. The folks are in qualifying now, so we can see which of these drivers are gonna be ripping up the track. So let's go ahead and swap over. We got JT Tinkers losing it right now. Immediate camera curse. The camera goes to Kyle Bowling in that 44. Let's see what time he can set. He just got done with his first lap. Let's go ahead and pull up the board here. Kyle Bowling on the top of it right now with a 23.639. We'll see if he can improve on lap number 2. Malcolm, Nebraska driver Kyle Bowling crosses the stripe on lap number 2. Going to keep the top spot. Does improve his time to 23.590. Chad White up into second. Scott Rickard in third right now. Kyle McCoy finishing his lap up. If I remember correctly, he was your winner last week back in the Spider-Man 2 scheme. His time good enough for 4th. William Duff, the Duff man in that Landshark number 17. He's going to cross the stripe out of Mooresville. What's his time going to be? Up to 5th for the 17. And here he is. He's finally qualifying for the first time all season, thanks to the Stars and Stripes rules. Blake Hutchinson out of Murfreesboro, Illinois, in that bad, fast Facebook Marketplace number 35. Currently the slowest on the board, crossing the stripe for lap number 2. What'll it be? Still slowest on the board for the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson. Larry Griffin, faster than him. And that's 77 out of Cornelius, North Carolina. We will see what he can do in that Red Bull machine. See if he's going to get some wings. He almost clips the apron there. Not a good idea here. Across the stripe for the 77. Not going to improve on his time. Gavin Salyer in that number 18 out of Richwood, Ohio. He finishes up his lap good enough for 13th. And folks, you know him, you love him. Here he is in that number 11 White Claw machine, Tom Ogle. Out of Worcester, Ohio. We'll see what he can do. Finishing up lap number 1. Let's see if we can get a connection on that Juicy Spider drone. How about now? Boy, I gotta fix that before we get into this thing. This drone is moving slower than I don't even know what, but look at that White Claw machine shining in the sunlight. Tom Ogle's time good enough for 6th on the board. He's going to park it, and I don't see anybody else on track. That's a lie. Jason Gratton in the 46. He's out there out of Pittsfield, Illinois. What'll it be for the 46 crossing the stripe? 5th for Jason Gratton. Good time on the board for him. Blake Hutchinson still slowest to put down a time, by the way. Just want you to know that. Ryan Lynch out of Mooresville. First lap, good enough for 20th, which is one spot ahead of Blake. What'll it be coming through turns 3 and 4? I think he'll be the last featured here in qualifying. Crosses the stripe. Still good enough for 16th for the 3 of Ryan Lynch. With that, we're going to take just a break for just a second. We'll be right back with you to do the starting grid.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
As we look on that beautiful welcome back NASCAR sign here at the Rock. Fun fact, I was there the weekend that they came back to this beautiful track. And it was a great time. I sat in the stands getting pelted with rubber, and I had a blast. But without any further ado, it's time for some of the greatest words in motorsports. It's time for the HMS TV starting lineup. Starting off on row number 1, it's going to be Kyle Bowling in the 44, who is outside the 21 of Ross Tatum. Row number 2 brings you the 36 of Chad White and the 7 of Kyle McCoy. Row number 3 is going to be the 46 of Jason Gratton and the 17 of William Duff. Row number 4 in that White Claw machine, it's the 11, Tom Ogle, to his outside, the 5 of Trey Jackson. Row number 5 is going to be Zach Kreitz in the 9, to his outside, it's going to be the GOAT in the 05, Scott Rickard. Row number 6 brings you the 34 DoorDash machine, Logan Fishin, to his outside, the 69 of Ben Shepard. Row number 7 has the 2 of Griffin Salyer and the 37 of Bryce Barfield. Row number 8, the 93 of JT Tinker, to his outside is going to be the 3 of Ryan Lynch. Row number 9 is the 18 of Gavin Salyer, to his outside is going to be that 63 Amtrak machine of Aaron Poplin. Row number 10 is the 24 of Brian Lynch. To his outside is going to be the 77 of Larry Griffin III. Row number 11, the GOAT Blake Hutchinson. To his outside, TJ Crampton. They're in the restart zone already, folks. Green flag is flying. I thought we had another lap, but green flag is out here for the first time in the American 150. Holy smokes. Kyle Bowling with a great jump to an early lead. Chad White in the 36 falls into second. Ross Tatum into third. Good to see Ross back. Missed last week. We'll see if he can keep his strong start to the season going. Battling back here, William Duff scraping the wall coming out of turn 4. Some of these drivers have talked here early on in the week that they're not really familiar with this track. I mean, Rockingham's been on iRacing for who knows how long, but this is a reskin, if you haven't noticed. This isn't the same old Rockingham that's been in iRacing. They updated it. It's based off of what it was like for last year's races, and I'm assuming this year's. Still a fun track nonetheless. Check out this fight back here. Trey Jackson trying to stay on the outside, keep his spot. Out of Mayo, Florida, Scott Rickard, the GOAT, though, gets by him. Fastest on the track last time around was the 46 of Jason Gratton. He's got the purple time right now. Quickest out of everybody. Connor Gerard in the chat says the bottom lane is definitely the better line here. You're not wrong. Drivers were talking about it pre-race that if you're not on the bottom, you're kind of in a tough spot. But Scott Rickards giving it a shot on the outside. He's trying to get past the 11 of Tom Ogle using that high lane. Might be able to actually do it here. I don't know. We'll have to see how this race plays out. There's definitely some people trying that high line, trying to make it work. We did miss. We go back and take a look at it. Chad White did get into the lead. Let's go ahead and take another look at that. Just a simple pass on the inside, headed into turn 1. And the 36 leads the way. Kyle Bowling surely not going to give that spot up too easy. And we've got a crash. Unfortunately, Trey Jackson involved, and we got a parking lot. Oh, my. Couple of Lynches involved. Ryan and Brian. Gavin Salyer involved. Ben Shepard. Figuring it out, getting it straightened back out. Let's hop up into the Harpoon Design blimp and see what in the world happened here on lap 6. Come through the corner just like normal. Uh-oh. 37 thought there was a hole. The 5 closes it. 69 nowhere to go, and he just gets run over. He ends up junked. Brian Lynch and Ryan Lynch in some trouble with that one. Let's take a look here from the view of the 69 car. 18 of Gavin Sire checks up but gets smoked by the 24, who then gets smoked by the 3. Let's back it up one more time here. We'll hop on board with that 3 of Ryan Lynch. See him wrecking now. See him wrecking. See him wrecking. Doesn't matter. Wham! Then he gets to park right in front of Brian and throw the middle finger up. We go back live. We got them hitting pit road to fix their damage. Chad White continues to hold the lead here on lap 8. Reed in the chat. Hell of a POV from the 34. In fact, it says the 34 crashed. Let's see what this is about. It looks like just checking up for the pace car there. We'll see if we can see what Logan Festitian saw here. Oh my. He did have a good view. He got through it unscathed. And let's see if the lights will come off the pace car this time. They will. We're getting ready to go back green. Current top 5, Chad White, Kyle Bowling, Ross Tatum, Kyle McCoy, Jason Gratton. In your American 150. Got a long way to go. 141 more laps on tap for you if you're bad at math at home. Let's check out the repairs some of these guys have made. Ben Shepard came down 28 seconds of repairs. Ryan Lynch 23 seconds. Trey Jackson, Aaron Poplin, Josh Gratton all taking some repairs as well. And we're getting ready to go back green once again. Chad White going to be the control car into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Kyle Bowling going to give it his all on the outside, and don't look behind you. You got 2 fast cars in Ross Tatum and Kyle McCoy breathing down your neck. Pace car sends it into the pit lane. Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag is back out at Rockingham. Chad White gets an unbelievable jump. Ross Tatum follows him right through, but don't say it's done yet. Kyle Bowling's fighting back on the outside. Not going to be able to do it, though. Gives the spot up. Falls back into 3rd. Of course, Ross Tatum, a winner already this season. They're out of Stewart. Stuart where? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Stuart Little, I know that. Oh, and yellow is back out once again. Looks like Marshall Harris around. Gets it straightened back up, but that thing is hurt. He must have had a hard hit. Yeah, that front wheel's not moving. And Harris tows that thing. Let's go back into the Harpoon Design blimp, see what happened to the 27. See Blake Hutchinson there right in front of him. Oh, he just loses it and then just bam, right into the outside wall. Everybody missed him. Oh no, the 69 involved again. Ben Shepard, still with damage from the last wreck, finds another one. I'm sure he is not happy right now on that 69. Trying to dodge it, wham. Couldn't do it. 27 of Marshall Harris on pit road for repairs. Chad White continues to lead the way. With that, we're going to step away for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you for some more Stars and Stripes action here shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, back with you here at Rockingham in the American 150, and we've got an update for you. Blake Hutchinson, the GOAT, in the chat right now bragging about 15th place. Then again, I guess it probably is the best spot he's been in all year. So congratulations to Blake. You can see it here on your screen. Started in 21st, up to 15th. And after they go through the Juicy Spider restart zone, we'll see who our biggest movers are of the race so far. It's still early. We're only 10% of the way. Lap 15 going to be underway once they take the green. They go through the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag is back out once again. Chad White with another great jump. Ross Tatum has to battle Kyle Bowling for second. He gives that spot up. Bowling into second, McCoy into third. Tatum with a bad restart all the way back to fourth from that second spot, and they're side by side for second. McCoy and Bowling, the two Kyles, battling it out here on lap 15. McCoy going to get the better of him. And Chad White going to start shaking in his boots, and he has to run away from Kyle McCoy. Folks, let's take a look at your biggest movers so far. Brian Pashimi is up 8 spots. Griffin Salyer, Blake Hutchinson, Josh Gratton all up 7 spots, and the GOAT Scott Rickard up 5. That's your hard charger update, and one of the hard chargers right here, Kyle McCoy, looks to the inside of Chad White. How long will it take him to get this pass done? Side by side down the back stretch for the lead. Kyle McCoy does get the pass done. Now Chad White's under the threat from Kyle Bowling. I do have to do something real quick. We're going to keep the eyes on the action, though. Kyle McCoy, Chad White, Kyle Bowling, Scott Rickard, Ross Tatum. Your top 5. That 5th spot, though, under threat from Jason Gratton. He does move up back into that 5th spot. That's where he started. I have to place an order for some dinner real quick. Wife's going to pick it up on the way home. For some reason, you happen to hear this, I love you. Field not really getting spread out yet. You got a 7-car breakaway. Kind of interesting to see. All kind of forming a train here. Griffin Sawyer is the caboose. Got to go about a second back to William Duff, and then it gets even more spread out behind him. Looks like Griffin had an issue. Ended up... No, he's still there. Okay, I thought the William Duff was Griffin Sawyer for a split second there. My apologies. Battling here for 4th right now. Jason Gratton moving forward. Getting by Scott Rickard in that 05. Ross Tatum trying to follow him through. And I'm telling you what, the field is not getting spread out up front. Kyle McCoy does continue to lead the way, but he hasn't really gone anywhere since he took it over. Which is interesting, to say the least. I gotta say, it's incredibly difficult right now to log into PayPal. We did it, folks. We've officially logged into PayPal. Look at this scrap back here. Tom Ogle holding off Brian Pachimi right now. This is your battle for 12th. Ooh, Zach Kreitz smacked the wall pretty good coming out of turn 2. I feel like a lot of drivers have probably been doing that. Good Lord, PayPal is asking all the questions right now. Griffin Sawyer in that 2. He's moving forward. He's up into that 6th spot now. He just got by the 44 Kyle Bowling, who after a strong start to this race, he's starting to slip back. He's down 6 spots from the start of this race here. You take a look. Started on the pole position. He's back in 7th. It could just be tire saving strategy for the 44 Kyle Bowling. We do have a long race ahead of us. Could be a smart move to save the Goodyears while you can. Let's take a look at their best battles right now. Their best battle going to be back here for P9 between William Duff and TJ Crampton. That's a new name. I don't believe I'm familiar with the 03 so far this season. But right now he's having a good run. He's just inside of your top 10 in that number 03. Tom Ogle breathing down his neck, though. William Duff better be careful here. He might get the old bump and run from TJ if he isn't careful. Looked like he was a little bit slow in that corner, about got runned over. While it's kind of at a slow point, looking through the chat, Brendan Shute still in the chat. Apparently having some internet issues. Hope those get ironed out. Connor Gerard talking about the Kyle and Kyle show from NASCAR. I don't know if I remember that one. That might have been during my NASCAR dead era, but I'm not sure. And a good update here from Drunken Spider, of course, with Juicy Spider Studios in the chat. Juicy Spider Studios had a car place 6th in the NASCAR qualifier, I believe, if you want to correct me, in the Road to Pro. That's right, yeah. So congratulations to that driver. That's a good showing there in that. I am way too slow to ever think about doing something like that. Well, let's go ahead and run through your field right now. Check everybody out while we've got a slow point going on here. Leading the way right now, Kyle McCoy, of course, out of Morrison, Illinois. Familiar face here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. One of the best in the business, always contending for a win anytime he shows up. A lot of times it's been checkers or wreckers for McCoy, but he's had a great start to this season 12. Looking to keep it going. Chad White here in the 2nd spot. Bit of a surprising name to see this far forward, but Chad, he is improving every week, it seems. I've been paying attention to it. He seems to just keep getting better and better. And he certainly enjoys driving these Xfinity cars. He snuck away a win last year in the Indy car at a frickin' road course, as they're getting by the 3 of Ryan Lynch. Lap traffic there. But Chad, a winner last season in season 11, yet to win this season, but I'm sure he's got a shot. I mean, he's having a great run so far here at Rockingham. In 3rd, the sponsorless man himself out of Pittsfield, Illinois, Jason Gratton. Up 2 spots from where he started. He's having a good run, as well as the Little Debbie man behind him, the 21, Ross Tatum, having a good run as well. Winner already this season, in this young season, only a couple weeks in. And running 5th right now, you know him, you love him, in that Tire Pro Chevy, it's Scott Rickard. We call him the GOAT for a reason. He won his 3rd championship of Stars and Stripes last season, looking for number 4. I believe he's got a good shot at it. Kyle Bowling here in that 44 Pepsi car out of Malcolm, Nebraska, started on the pole position. He slipped back since that start of the race, but he's got the speed to compare with everybody else right now. We'll see if he's saved some tire and can start getting some of those spots back. And of course, the Carhartt wearing, lady stealing, ladies man Griffin Sawyer out of Ohio in the number 2, running 7th. He's got a shot at being a hard charger tonight. He's up 6 spots early. But don't look now, the man way back here in 8th, just behind him, is the White Claw man himself, Tom Ogle, out of Worcester, Ohio. In that beautiful, shiny, gorgeous car there. Tom Ogle's been fueled by White Claw for who knows how long now. We might have ourselves a scrap for 2nd here. Chad White running the high lane like he's Kyle Larson. He's getting passed by Jason Gratton now. Got 46, gets by Chad pretty easily. Now he's got to deal with the 21 of Ross Tatum. He's going to give that spot up, and Scott Rickard says, me too, me too. Excuse me, sir, but I would like a spot, please. I don't think Chad's going to be able to fight it off either. He's going to give that spot to the 05 of Scott Rickard. You see, you give one spot up, and all of a sudden you've given up 3, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, Lord, what did I just do? But we go back to our tour through the field here. William Duff in that number 17. He's fueled by Landshark on the car. That yellow makes me think of it's old Matt Kenseth scheme, but no, it's just Landshark beer. And this man here in 10th, the unfamiliar face out of Rancho Cucamonga, California, TJ Crampton, and that 03. I want to take a look to confirm. Yes, indeed. He is your HMS TV hard charger as it stands right now, up 12 spots. A great start to the race for this driver that we know nothing about. Running in 11th right now out of Charlotte, it's the man in the 93, JT Tinker. We call him the Monkey Man around here. He's a monkey GIF connoisseur. Anytime you have a conversation with JT in the Discord, he tends to find a monkey GIF that relates to it perfectly. And he's under pressure right now from the 9 of Zach Kreitz out of Denver. JT into the wall. Not a good look. Kreitz a winner last year. Looking to find one this season in that sweet-looking number 9 Red Bull machine. And right behind him there, Brian Pashimi in the 12th spot. He had a great run in season number 11. If I do remember correctly, I think he started the season a little late. But he's started this season from the very beginning, and he's having a great one so far. Always could be better. He hasn't come away with a win yet, but he's working towards it, and I'm sure it has a great shot at happening at some point. Battle for second between the 46 and the 21. Ross Tatum makes the spot look pretty easy. He gets by the 46 of Jason Gratton. And there's a 3-car battle here for your 4th spot. Rickard holds that spot for now, but Chad White was trying to challenge for it and was unsuccessful. Let's go back here to 14th. Check out Trey Jackson out of Mayo, Florida. In that nationwide car. Involved in that early wreck. He's made some spots up, but he's still lost 6 spots from where he started. And Larry Griffin, the 3rd right now, out of Cornelius, North Carolina, rounds out your top 15. You see behind him there in the Nesquik car. Out of Hillsboro, Missouri, it's going to be the 8 of Josh Gratton. Just behind him, you've got the 63 Amtrak machine of Aaron Poplin, your second BCI driver here tonight. Teammates with JT Tinker. And folks, this is where it gets interesting. Here in 18th is the bad, fast number 35 of Blake Hutchinson. He's up 3 spots from where he qualified. So he is definitely on the move. He might not still have that 15th spot he was bragging about earlier, but it's still a good run for the 35. His teammate Logan Festitian, he's kind of missing the ass end of his car, but other than that, he's having an okay run. He's back here in 19th. Not, unfortunately, going to match the podium that he got a couple weeks back. I believe that was, I can't remember exactly what track it was. Maybe it was Iowa. Did we run at Iowa? I'm losing my mind. Anyway, I'm sure somebody can remember which track that was at that Logan had a podium at earlier this season. But not looking like he's going to match that today. We look back through the lapped traffic. Got Ryan Lynch in 20th, Bryce Barfield 21st, Brian Lynch 22nd, Ben Shepard 23rd, Marshall Harris 24th, and Gavin Salyer dead last in 25th. But with that, folks, Kyle McCoy with a dominant 2.5-second lead right now. Lap 51 of 150. We're going to go ahead and take a break. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying what you're watching. 20 people tuned in. Thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And we'll be right back here with you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, back live here with you from Rockingham Speedway. Stars and Stripes Racing League action continues here at Rockingham Speedway for the American 150. Lap 63 fixing to be in the books, and right now it is the Kyle McCoy show. He is out front with a dominant 5-second lead here. Under these green flag conditions, looks like he's going to be the car to beat today. Although the GOAT Scott Rickard has found himself up to the second spot. Pit cycle is beginning. Notable names that have made their way down pit road already. Pretty much all of Hutchinson Motorsports drivers. Chad White has entered and left the pits. Blake Hutchinson, I believe, did earlier. Logan Festchician might have not entered pits just yet, but I'm sure he will be soon. And I'm sure we're going to see everybody starting to hit pit lane here soon. Not sure what the fuel window is. It's not a big track. But I'm assuming that if you can come in now and make it on one pit stop. Checking out the chat, Connor Gerard. As always, in the chat with us here. Got some green flag racing now. And yes, 2nd through 6th was an incredible battle during that break. There's about 5 cars all fighting. And it was a good time. And yes, the 7 does have a huge gap here. And you know what I think it is? I think it's that Spider-Man 2 paint. I think that's what the secret is. Because he's won with this paint already, if I remember correctly. And right now he's having a great race. He's looking to lap the 63 of Aaron Poplin now. Right now, Logan Festchician at 34. He's in your lucky dog spot, but not for too long. 7 of McCoy makes it look easy. Right here is your battle for 4th place. Kyle Bowling holds onto that spot for now, but the 21 Ross Tatum's right on the back door. He loses a little bit of ground out of that corner. But Jason Gratton's got to worry about that 44 car now. Thanks once again to each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. It is very much appreciated. And as you're looking at these sweet paint jobs on track like Kyle McCoy's here, Scott Rickard here in the Tire Pros car, Kyle Bowling in this Pepsi machine, or even Blake Hutchinson here in whatever the world is going on in that car, that Facebook Marketplace ride. Well, you don't have to search far and wide to figure out who's going to paint your car because, well, all you have to do is go to harpoondesign.com. Paints start at just $25. That's a heck of a deal. He's the #1 painter on all of trading paints, and you can get one for as little as $25 from harpoondesign.com. So don't miss that deal. And also, while we're at it, if you're looking for any sort of video editing, 3D rendering, graphic designs, and more, you know, hero cards, etc., all sorts of things. I mean, if you've watched and you paid attention, you've seen the ad. It's a long list of things that Juicy Spider Studios does. But you can find them on X, formerly Twitter, at Juicy Spider Studios. That's JUICYSPYDR Studios. Hit them up in the DMs, and they can hook you up with whatever you need. Kyle McCoy making it look easy right now. The 03 of TJ Crampton and William Duff, they've been battling for what seems like a while now. I feel like last time I checked on the 03, he was pretty much in the same position that he is now, right on the back bumper, that 17. And Chad White pit back on lap 61, and I tell you what, there hasn't been anyone come down pit road since. So we'll have to see with the tire fall off and degradation and all the other factors that apply to it, if the short pit's gonna really count. Roy Pawelski joining us in the chat. Good as always to see you. Connor giving him the update. 2 yellows so far. Yeah, we had a bit of a parking lot on the backstretch, but it wasn't all that bad. Everybody got it figured out. As you take a look at a brief battle for 9th that's already over. Zach Kreitz takes that spot over. The 9th car gets into the 9th place. William Duff, though, looking to fight back potentially. He got right up to the back bumper of that Zach Kreitz machine. Doesn't get the pass done. Let's take a look who the fastest average on track right now is. No surprise, your two top cars on that board are Chad White and Blake Hutchison, who have already pit. Kyle McCoy, Brian Pashimi, Kyle Bowling, your fastest cars that are still out there on the track. More pit stops start to happen. You see Griffin Salyer entering pit lane in that number 2 car. Ryan Lynch also hits pit lane. Aaron Poplin as well in that 63 AM track machine hits pit lane. Pit stop starting to happen here. We're past the halfway point of this race. And Kyle McCoy continues to grow the lead. It's up to almost 7 seconds now for the 7. Fitting number, I must say. And we'll see if he's just going to keep extending it or if something's going to shake this field up. I remember last week.
Caution's out.
Oh, speaking of, caution is out. Griffin Salyer just came down pit road. Now he is stopped on the track. Jason Gratton was involved in some aspect of that as well. His car looking like it's not handling too hot for that 46 car. Griffin Salyer has decided to tow. Let's take a look and see what happened here from the Harpoon Design blimp. Blake Hutchison, Jason Gratton just kind of chilling. Oh, and it looks like Jason just lost it out of the corner, and unfortunately, the two of Griffin Salyer just happened to be a bystander. That is unfortunate. We'll go back and take a look at it on board with the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson. See if we can get a better view of what happened here. Coming through the corner, nothing crazy. Oh, and 46 smacked to the wall, comes down the track, and unfortunately for Griffin Salyer, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And folks, say it with me. That car is junk. We jump back live. Most of the field hits pit lane. Kyle Bowling, Ross Tatum, Kyle McCoy, Jason Gratton, William Duff, your top 5. We'll see how they stand off of pit lane. Kyle McCoy is out first. Scott Rickard second. Kyle Bowling third. Ross Tatum fourth. Tom Ogle in the White Claw machine fifth. We'll see how this all stacks out. I do believe we've got a couple of folks that are taking wave rounds here. I think, yeah, we've got some wave rounds happening. Chad White, Blake Hutchison, Aaron Poplin. And that's going to be it. They're all going to take wave rounds here. Get a lap back. Chad going to be on the lead lap. Once again, Blake Hutchinson, Aaron Poplin still going to need to get one more back if possible. We take a look here at the pit stop, see if anyone did anything crazy. Does not look like it. 4 tires all the way around. Says JT pit for repairs. He might just had an extra long pit stop there. Connor Gerard with a good update. 3 cars have called it quits tonight so far. That's going to be the 69 of Ben Shepard, the 27 of Marshall Harrison, the 18 of Gavin Salyer have hit the road jack. Looks like the 3 of Ryan Lynch going to join that party. Speaking of party, I'm going to steal Blake's line. The fans are getting off their seats on their feet as they come to the Juicy Spider restart zone. Once again, pace car takes that hard left turn. And green flag waves one more time here from Rockingham. Kyle McCoy with a great start. Kyle Bowling challenges Scott Rickard for second. Not going to be able to get it done, though. Scott Rickard covers that spot up. And your top 5 already single file. TJ Crampton continuing a good run. He's up to 6th now. Brian Pashimi up to 7th. Battle for 8th between Zach Kreitz and Trey Jackson. Challenging for the lead is Scott Rickard in the 05. Looks like he's going to get that pass done. New leader is Scott Rickard in that 0-5. We'll see if he's able to run away with this thing with the clean air. Of course, your top three right now of Scott Rickard, Kyle McCoy, and Kyle Bowling, all those guys are teammates. So they're having a great run for Bronze Horse Garage. Looking to keep it going. Looks like Blake Hutchinson in the 35, along with Larry Griffin and Brian Lynch, ended up with black flags. If you're not familiar with the rules, Stars and Stripes do not clear black flags. If iRacing gives you a black flag, well, you got to serve it. And 3 people just had to serve theirs. Blake Hutchinson back out on track. But that's definitely going to hurt his race. He's more than a lap down now. We got Steve Tucker in the chat. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Scott Rickard continues to lead the way up 9 spots, and we've got another accident. Zach Kreitz involved.
I know, man.
Yellow flag flies for the 4th time here from Rockingham. We'll have to go back to the Harpoon Design blimp and see what happened to Zach Kreitz. Trey Jackson right on the back bumper just takes him out. 37 of Barfield gets hit along with the 17 of William Duff. Everybody else looks like they get through unscathed. And man, looks like he just kind of got run over there, if we're being honest. Let's take another look at it here. Ooh, that was a hard hit that Bryce Barfield got there. TJ Crampton and Ross Tatum ended up having to tow. Let's see if something happened to them here. Yellow is out at this point. Oh my God! What is that? What just happened? Oh my gosh. Did the 5 of Trey Jackson absolutely lose his mind, or did he lose control? Literally runs, or the 03 goes on top of his car, and he ends up taking out the goat as well. And then he is gone. Folks, that's one of the more insane things I've ever seen. That was well past the yellow was out, and it doesn't seem like it was any sort of computer issue. I'm kind of speechless with that one. There's no chatter on the radio either about what could have been the cause of that, so I'm very confused. Brennan Schute's guess in the chat says he thinks connection issues. I've seen it before. I have seen it before. That be the case. It happened to HMS TV's own Christian Taylor one time at Bristol. He was gone on his screen, but he was there on everybody else's screen, including mine, broadcasting the race, and he took out about 8 cars. So that very well could have been the case. That does not change the fact that you have cars now on pit road getting repairs. Blake Hutchinson, TJ Crampton, the main ones. I mean, it's a long list of cars that have made repairs tonight. We're up to, I believe, 13 with the quick napkin math. But nonetheless, regardless of all that mess that just happened, the pace car is off once again. And they go into the Juicy Spider restart zone, and the green flag flies for time number 5 here on lap 91 of 150. Scott Rickard with a great textbook jump. Kyle McCoy into second, and we've got a battle for third. Tom Owell, Kyle Bowling fighting it out. Looks like Bowling going to take that spot over, but they're fighting for the lead. McCoy giving an early challenge here on this restart. Still side by side into turns 1 and 2 here. McCoy going to take the lead back over from Scott Rickard. We had smoke there on the exit of turn 2. Doesn't seem like anybody's wrecked. In fact, it does look like somebody wrecked. Blake Hutchinson with some trouble. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, that car is junk, as he would say. I think he's just got suspension issues going on. That thing is destroyed. Ends up locking it down. Gets into pit lane. No harm, no foul, but a bad night again for the 35 of Blake Hutchinson. Finally gets to qualify this week along with all the other rookies and gets taken out by what we hope was a connection issue. McCoy, Rickard, and Bowling continue to have success here at the front of your field. Chad White trying to move back forward. He's challenging to the inside of Tom Ogle. He's going to get that pass done fairly easily here. And we are going to keep an eye on that 36 machine of Chad White. But as we're about 2/3 of the way through this thing, as we got some good racing ahead of us, we're going to go ahead and take another quick break. Do not worry. We'll be right back with you here in no time from Rockingham. Stay tuned. We go side by side.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
and gentlemen, back with you here from Rockingham Speedway. Lap 108 of 150 underway, and Chad White has made his way up to second now, trying to take the lead from Kyle McCoy. We'll have to stay tuned and see if the 36 can get it done. While we were away, we did get confirmation of the issue for Trey Jackson in that 5. Apparently his screen went completely black and he could not see. He was then questioned on if he couldn't see why he continued to go full throttle. I don't have a good answer for that one. We'll see what the 5's defense is. But Chad White has been on the move. We take a look at your fastest over the last 5 laps. He is top of that board to no surprise. Unfortunately for him, the one that is second fastest is the man in front of him, Kyle McCoy. Brian Pashimi back in 6th is third fastest. Scott Rickard in 3rd is 4th fastest. And Larry Griffin, the 3rd, was up there, your 5th fastest. But now it's Kyle Bowling in that 44. Folks that have led laps tonight, Kyle McCoy tops that list, continues to add to the total with 86 of 111 led. Chad White has led 12, looking to add some more himself. Scott Rickard with 8, Kyle Bowling with 5. Connor in the chat saying RIP to the 03. For sure, definitely RIP to the 03. TJ Crampton, brand new here to Stars and Stripes, having a great run, gets taken out by an unfortunate incident. And Blake Hutchinson, of course, with some words in the chat, he said simply that it was the dumbest shit he's ever seen. Regardless, though, we're less than 40 laps away from crowning a winner of the American 150 here at The Rock. Chad White continues to throw him a challenge, though. He's getting right on the back bumper of that 7 of McCoy as we bring up the battle screen for you so you can see that time gap here a little bit better between these two drivers. I want to thank each and every one of you once again for tuning in here tonight. I enjoy being live here on Tuesday nights with the Stars and Stripes Racing League. And definitely thank each and every one of you that have tuned in here tonight. Chad White continuing to stay right with that 7 of McCoy. We're going to keep our eye on this until it seems to settle out, whichever way it does go. It is the closest battle on the track right now. And it is the battle for the lead. As we got a Chevy versus Ford battle in the front, we take a look at your manufacturer leaderboard. Best average in the field right now is the Fords. Chad White leads that pack. 11.9 is the average for the Fords. 7 of them on track. 17 Chevys with an average of 12.8. And one singular Toyota is Marshall Harris, who has already been destroyed early in this one. Boy, it is a long list of drivers that are laps down. Everybody back to 12th. A lap or more down. Josh Gratton, first car, 1 lap down. So he's in the lucky dog spot if we did have another yellow. Zach Kreitz, going to be your first driver under threat of going a lap down at the current moment. We go ahead and take a look right now at your HMS TV hard chargers. The man topping that list is right here in the 78 car, Brian Pachimi, up 17 spots here tonight. Great run for him. He sits in 6th right now. Josh Gratton in that 8 car. He might be a lap down, but that doesn't mean he's still not a hard charger. He's up 13 spots from where he started. We can show it there on your screen. He started back in 25th. He's currently up to 12th, having a really good run for him. Scott Rickard's up 7 spots, started 10th. Bit of a slow qualifying time for the GOAT in the 05s. But he's made his way forward just like we always thought he would. Up 7 spots for him. JT Tinker in that 93 is having a great night, up 6 spots. And Aaron Poplin, his teammate, leads out the Hard Chargers board, up 5 spots. 30 laps to go. I think everybody has made the final pit stop that they're going to take tonight, unless for some reason somebody decides to come down on some sort of weird tire strategy. We'll see if it happens. Of course, Kyle McCoy out front, 97 laps led. That's a great number. 97, great number. Going to turn it into a 98. And it won't be long, and he's going to be above the century mark tonight for laps led. We check out a little bit of a battle brewing between 3 drivers here. Jason Gratton, William Duff, and JT Tinker, all right here on top of each other. This is going to be for the 7th spot right now. The 46 of Gratton going to try to hold these two off. We'll see if he's able to do it, though. William Duff shrinking that interval tick by tick. He's going to look to the inside of the 46, going to send it in there. What a move. 17 of William Duff gets the pass done. Connor in the chat says they could probably lap every single car until they get to the top 3. I don't think that they're going to be able to lap that many cars. I mean, they're definitely, I think, going to potentially get to Zach Kreitz here. But it's still a tall task. I mean, it hasn't been that long since we had a restart. In fact, we can show it real quick here. Pit stop stats. It's been 45 laps since Kyle McCoy's come down. Chad White actually with fresher tires than those drivers. He came down 37 laps ago along with Brian Pashimi, William Duff, Jason Gratton. So that explains why we saw the speed of the 36. Because he was on much fresher tires than the rest of the guys up here, but it doesn't seem to matter to Kyle McCoy. He does not care that Chad's tires are newer, because he is starting to grow that lead once again. Right now it's a little over half a second, but if the trend continues when we have green flag laps, he's going to continue to grow that lead. Trey Jackson does give an apology to every driver that ended up taken out by that unfortunate issue he had with his display. And with 22 laps to go, right now Kyle McCoy leads the way. Chad White running second. Kyle Bowling in third with Scott Rickard, the GOAT himself, in fourth. And Tom Ogle in fifth. He's having a great run tonight, the 11. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Working on pulling the points up for you right now. Take a look at how the point standings are going here in this young season. Of course, winners so far this season: Scott Rickard with 1 win, Ross Tatum with 1, and Kyle McCoy has brought home 2. But on top of the standings right now, the man on top of the board is the GOAT, Scott Rickard, though Kyle McCoy, with a good run here, might have a chance of getting back ahead of him. It's going to be tough, though, because Rickard's having a good run as well. Kyle Bowling sits third in points right now. Brian Pachimi fourth. And Ross Tatum fifth. Now I gotta say, Ross Tatum being fifth in points, after missing a race. Kind of wild. I can't lie. That's kind of crazy. That means when he's been here, he's had a great run. Yeah, McCoy out of Morrison, Illinois is looking for a hat trick on the season here early. This is only week number 5. So I gotta say, to win 3 out of 5 races, that's pretty good. I think if we did a HMS TV power rankings, he'd definitely be up there. But we don't do those anymore. They are defunct and dead. As Zach Kreitz does go a lap down, he gets your lucky dog spot now. Logan Festitian now begins to run for his life. Up ahead of the 7 of Kyle McCoy. Let's take a look at who's fastest right now up there. Kyle Bowling back there in 3rd. He's actually the quickest on track at the moment over the last 5. Kyle McCoy, 2nd quickest. Chad White, 3rd quickest. Brian Pashimi, Scott Rickard. Round out your fastest guys right now. As the lead gets closer and closer to 1 second with 16 to go. As this race is wrapping up, I once again want to just thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It's been a great time here at Rockingham. We've had a good amount of action. I mean, there's been some good, hard racing between some guys. We've had the wrecks that everybody seems to enjoy. We've had a good amount of those, especially a very interesting one. I mean, I ain't never seen something like, well, I say I ain't never seen it, but I have seen it before. But anytime I see it, it doesn't mean it's not, any less shocking. Whenever Trey Jackson lost all vision and proceeded to smoke the 03 of TJ Crampton and the 35 of Blake Hutchinson. And I mean, we've got a ton of cars that have had to fix damage up tonight. We show you here on the screen. I mean, yeah, we've got a list of 13 drivers making repairs. And in fact, these are only the drivers that have made it back on track, I believe. It doesn't include people like Bryce Barfield. Oh, it does have Bryce on there, but it doesn't have people like Blake Hutchinson, who's on pit road fixing damage right now. It's missing drivers like Ross Tatum, who's fixing damage right now. Well, actually, Tatum is out of the race. So is Blake Hutchinson. So it might not include the people that have called it quits, as Logan Festitian falls a lap down. Connor would call it a great night of racing. I do agree. It's been a good time. Regardless of the issues, it has been a good time, and we're about to get a good battle here with 10 laps to go for the 2nd spot. Chad White, he's going to have to try to do his best to hold off the 44, Kyle Bowling. We'll get to see here if Chad's burned his stuff up or if he's still got some in the tank for that 44. Kyle McCoy is starting to run away as expected. The lead is now up over a second. But we keep our eyes peeled on this battle for 2nd place. Currently your best battle on the track, as we wait and see what happens. Chad running that high line, making it look dangerous. He was scraping the wall a little bit there. If he gets into that wall too hard, it's going to slow him down, be like a sticky trap. As he gets by his teammate here in that 34, Logan Festitian. But he continues to hold on to that second spot. This has been a good run for the 36 of Chad White here tonight. Looks to keep it going for sure. Oh, and Chad is gone. Talk about commentator's curse. Chad White just blinked out. Chad, come back to us, buddy. Oh, no. Oh, God, please, no. Chad White was running second, and he has internet issues of some sort, and now he's gone. That is a heartbreak for the 36 of Chad White. Oh, that is rough. He was having such a great run. With 5 laps to go, no one's going to challenge McCoy for this lead unless we have a late yellow. Kyle Bowling is pretty securely in second. Scott Rickard has to worry about Brian Pashimi behind him for that 4th spot. Pashimi has been quick, but has he been quicker than Scott Rickard? Yes, he has been. Last lap, he was about a 10th quicker than that 05. He's trying to reel him in. We're going to have a battle on our hands for that 3rd spot. Final spot on the podium with 4 to go, still up to grabs. Connor says it best, RIP Chad's internet. Most definitely RIP Chad's internet. It's the Kyle and Kyle show out front. Kyle McCoy, Kyle Bowling first and second. No real challenges there. We watch this battle for 3rd unfold. 3 laps to go. Brian Pashimi trying to reel in the 05, the GOAT, Scott Rickard. Will he be able to do it? 2 to go across the stripe. Time is running low. Pashimi's got to give it all he's got here on these last 2 laps. Try to claim the final spot on the podium. Only a few more corners to go for these drivers. Brian Pashimi puts the pedal down. White flag is out here at Rockingham. We keep our eyes trained just for the moment on this battle for P3. And we'll check back in on it. But Kyle McCoy, he's going to come through turns 3 and 4. No challengers for the 7. He takes his 3rd win on the season here at Rockingham. Kyle Bowling takes home 2nd. Side by side for 3rd. Scott Rickard hangs on. Brian Pashimi 4th. Gave it a hell of a shot. Finishes 4th by 0.02 of a second. Tom Ogle brings home the final spot in the top 5. William Duff, Jason Gratton, JT Tinker, Logan Festischen, Josh Gratton. Gonna round out your top 10. And it is now time for the 7 to burn it down. Kyle McCoy gets it done for the 3rd time this season. Congratulations to him once again. But let's go ahead and get ready to talk to some of these drivers here tonight as I bring up the results page. Show it to you right here. Kyle McCoy dominant performance for him tonight. Takes the win. 126 laps led for that driver. Kyle Bowling, Scott Rickard round out the podium. Brian Pashimi up 19 spots on the night. Finishes 4th. Scott Rickard fastest lap. Only 4 yellows, 3 green flag lead changes, 4 different leaders. And in the chat, Logan Fetchitian says for the 4th consecutive week, Logan Fetchitian tops the boards for Hutchinson Motorsports. I mean, you do. You shouldn't have, but you do. So congratulations to you. But let's go ahead and talk to the man that finished 3rd. See what he has to say tonight. Let's bring him on in. Hey, Scott, it's Jesse up in the booth, my friend. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
You bring home the 3rd spot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's another podium here for the team. Go ahead and talk us through that race for you here tonight from Rockingham.
I threw qualifying because I tapped the wall at lap 1 and underdrove at lap 2 to be safe to get a lap in. This is not the Rockingham I love, so this has felt so weird having a smooth Rockingham, and I did not like how it drove. I like being able to run multiple lanes and just the bottom for long run speed. This was just a weird. I want to go back to bumpy Rockingham, so I know.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting watching the race here on the new scan. I'm the same as you, where I think of Rockingham, I think you're going for. Do you know the videos of them like testing out the old Jeeps for like the Army where they're going over the whoops? That's kind of like what Rockingham used to be like, and I don't know how strange it would feel to be on a smooth track, but I mean, a great night for the team. Kyle McCoy, Kyle Bowling finishing 1-2. You finish in 3rd. Go ahead and talk on that for a moment.
Yeah, it's nice. I've been able to basically build my team. I'm just out of my friends now. We got top 4 plus TJ, who was first week this week. Didn't end too good for him, but
No, it did not.
Nice. Yeah, we probably should have had this last week, but Brian may have sped on pit road under green and threw that chance away. But yeah, it's always fun how basically being with your friends to race every week.
Well, you bring home 3rd on the podium. I'm assuming with that run you're going to keep your points lead here in Season 12. But go ahead, let them rip if you got any shout-outs here tonight.
Team Watson Racing setups. My dog's always in the room and everybody puts the league on.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here in the booth after finishing 3rd, and congratulations once again, Scott Rickard.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. With no farther ado or hubbub, as they would say, let's get ready to talk to the man in the 44 Pepsi machine, Kyle Bowling, see what he has to say about the race tonight after starting on the pole. Hey, Kyle Bowling, it's Jesse up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. Well, you started on the pole and you finished 1 spot lower, taking home the 2nd spot after a dominant race from Kyle McCoy. And you slipped back a little bit at the start of the race and then slowly made your way back forward and ended up, making your way back here on the podium and having a really good run tonight. Good race for the team overall. Go ahead and talk us through Rockingham tonight for you.
Well, I mean, the pole speed was a bit of a surprise. I mean, I was decently quick in practice, but wasn't expecting to lay down that kind of lap. Yeah, I kind of expected to fall back early. That's kind of typical for me. While I had pole speed, I don't think I had probably race winning speed. So yeah, falling back like I think 7th, whatever, I was pretty expected, and I just kind of crawled my way back up through there, trying to save tires as much as possible. Then after the caution, close to halfway there, pushed it a little bit harder in that last run, but yeah, overall, good race. Yeah, definitely a good night for the team, and yeah, happy to have my 3rd podium of the year. It's good.
Yeah, you're definitely off to a hot start. You're likely going to keep your spot in the point standings of 3rd here. You're the only people ahead of you sharing the podium with you here tonight. That's Scott and Kyle McCoy. So y'all are having a fantastic start to the season. So I don't know if you want to talk about that any, but I mean, a dominant, just team performance tonight. I talked to Scott about the same thing.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised about those two. I mean, that's a pretty normal thing for those guys. I'm more surprised about myself. Normally, I'm digging out of a hole to start the season, so it's nice to have some buffer already built up for, to, for case anything goes wrong, and I will have to miss one race this season. So, yeah, it's good to get these points built up now because I can't fall back on a win. I can't guarantee that. I just, I don't have a lot of things have to go right for me to get a win. So I gotta keep logging points.
And this is just personally for me. I'm always a fan of a clean racer. Did you get any incident points tonight?
No, I don't believe so. If I did, yeah, no, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you only have 2 through the whole season so far, and this is race number 5. So you're keeping that car clean, and that's one of the most important things.
I think that was Homestead, I want to say, is where that happened. I think I got out of Talladega clean. I think I was the only one. So,
I gotta say, it's for some reason it's saying Logan Festitian has 0. I don't believe that for a split second. So we're gonna have to double check that.
I don't think he was at Talladega.
Oh, yeah. He did miss that race. He actually overslept. So Logan Festitian might be. And no, I think he got some tonight, so I don't think he's clean on the season. But regardless, congratulations on finishing second here tonight, man. If you got any shout-outs, go ahead and let them rip.
Well, thanks to the league runners, like always, and thanks to you guys putting on the broadcast. I'm enjoying coming and talking to you guys. It's nice. And thanks to my teammates there. They're a big part, too, of being able to pull off runs like this.
Well, yeah, man, let's keep it going. Thank you for joining me up here after the P2 finish, and congratulations once again, Kyle Bowling.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, folks. Well, that leaves us one more person to talk to, and it's the man himself taking home the win. And let me just double check to make sure I'm not losing my mind, but that's back-to-back for Kyle McCoy. Here, he won last week at Charlotte and comes here to Rockingham and brings home that win. Let's go ahead and see what he has to say about it. Hey, Kyle McCoy, it's Jesse up here in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I gotcha.
Well, you're going back to back. Top of the board here, Rockingham, the American 150, I think. And a good run for you here. Right. And go ahead and just talk us through this night for you here tonight. You didn't start in the very front, but you found your way there fairly quickly.
Yeah, that was a fun one for sure. I don't know what happened there at the beginning because I was missing some track position, and one of those restarts, just the top didn't go, and I kind of snuck my way through and got in control of the race, which really was all the difference. And even when Scott got me there at the end, kind of made a good restart move. I don't know what would have happened if that last run had gone green. It would have been interesting. I felt like I had the tire advantage for most of the race, but there Chad came up with fresh tires there at the end and gave me a run for my money, which was pretty fun. Had a good time racing him and a good time racing everybody out here, and got another dub, which is great.
Yeah, there were a couple of unfortunate things that happened tonight that weren't usual occurrences. Like, for example, the 5 of Trey Jackson, I guess, lost all visual and ended up just driving into multiple cars, which took some people out of the race. And then Chad White that you speak of was up there challenging you for the lead and was holding on to second, and all of a sudden lost internet connection. So he ends up way down the leaderboard in 14th, 3 laps down. So a lot of unfortunate circumstances here tonight, but nonetheless, I mean, when Scott got ahead of you, I was like, let's see if clean air is the key. And then you got racked back by him again. So I was just kind of like, at that point, I'm like, yeah, this one's the Kyle McCoy show unless something crazy happens tonight.
It would have been interesting to see how that would have shook out. Definitely some tough stuff happening back there. I'm glad I wasn't back far enough to be in it. But
as sad as it is, you're glad it didn't happen to you, right?
Glad it wasn't me. Yeah. But it's tough. I could tell. Seems like with this new rescan that it was a little more stressful on maybe a lot of our systems and things like that. So there probably were a couple things that took place. It looked like Trey's was just an accident, which is too bad for Ross and TJ that were both up there having good runs. So that's tough. It's always tough when that happens, but it's fortunately part of it. Yeah, it would have been interesting to see what happened if Scott had gotten going. I don't know what it would have felt like to be stuck in dirty air for that last run. I felt like I was doing a good job taking care of my stuff behind him, so I think I would have been okay. But I don't know. Scott's a good driver, and you never know what can happen. And everybody in here is really good. I thought Bowling was going to make a run there at me at the end too, but I think he had too much trouble with traffic. And yeah, being out front was the key. I would say, as simple as that sounds, that was the difference.
Yeah, that always seems to be the key when it comes to most tracks. It's taken me a long time in iRacing to realize how much the air affects the cars, and now it's becoming more and more apparent, I feel like, with every update that they're really leaning into the dirty air thing here on iRacing, and it does seem to definitely make a difference. Yes,
good or bad, whether you want to consider that a good thing or bad thing. It was fun when that didn't exist, but it adds an element of, strategy and things like that too. So,
well, the final thing before I get to the shout-outs, I do have to mention, and I mentioned it during the race too, the Spider-Man 2 paint scheme is on a hot streak right now. That's 2 of your 3 wins.
Yeah, that car it's been really lucky. It's been two of the 3 wins that were the kind of a little more rides than Charlotte was even. So this one, yeah, this car's on a hot streak. I'm gonna make sure I don't pull it out the next 2 weeks for the Roval and for iRacing Super Speedway, because we know how that will end up. And we'll use something different, and we'll bring it back in, I don't know, 3 weeks for California or something like that. I think that's the plan right now.
Yeah, I don't know which car to use for the Roval, but I think for iRacing Super Speedway, you just want to pick whichever one would look best flipping through the air.
Yeah, I think I'll pull out one of my dad's old Demolition Derby paint schemes for that one and maybe put that on. That seems about to be fitting for that race. So.
All right. Well, for last time tonight, congratulations on finishing P1 with the win here tonight. If you got any shout-outs, man, go ahead and let them rip.
Yeah, shout out to everybody out there watching. We appreciate all the support. Shout out to my girlfriend Haley, and her sister Paige was actually making merchandise this week for me, so that was pretty fun. That's a good time. Shout out to their family. Shout out to my family. Shout out to everybody watching. Thanks for putting on a live broadcast tonight. Really appreciate that. It was, if nothing else, it was at least interesting for you, right? That had to be something to watch anyway. So that was fun. And shout out to everybody that runs the league. Had some uncharacteristic things happen tonight, but for the most part, everything goes really well, and we have a bunch of smooth events here. So looking forward to the next couple of Rec Fests that we might put on, and those will be fun. I'm excited to see. Scott's a road course ace, so I'm sure I won't have anything for him there, but we'll give him our best effort next week.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince Blake to start hitting the gym, so to speak, and start getting some laps down at the Roval to try to improve his chances. And I think he's just submitting to the fact that he's going to be terrible.
Yeah. Fortunately, that's one of those places that laps of practice don't seem to really transfer. So I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, congratulations one more time on the win, making it 2 in a row, Kyle McCoy.
Appreciate it, Jesse. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
See you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for tonight's race here from Rockingham. Thanks to each and every one of you for tuning into the American 150 here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Tune in tomorrow night. A fan favorite is making its return. GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series back for Season 2, starting tomorrow night. Blake Hutchinson will be on the call for that one. I believe I might join him. Who knows? We'll know as soon as you do. And, of course, tune in next week for some Charlotte Roval action here in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. For the final time here tonight, I'm Jesse Becker up here in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV booth, signing out. Y'all have a great night. Larry, let them know what they need to do.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
42 right there with him. Smokes him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the whole field is junk. It's Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be too close to call. Oh, he just got smoked. Oh, my goodness. Turned. He got dumped in IMSA Racing. Caution is out. Oh,